Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Within Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, obviously we got a lot of different bugs, glitches, different issues going on right now, but recently we actually got a pretty significant response from the devs in regards to a bunch of upcoming updates. Like, we're talking 20 plus updates that'll be coming in the next few days and weeks as we approach season 5 reloaded. So this is all courtesy of one particular person, and that is Chad of Duty. We've talked about Chad before here on the channel. He runs a sort of community driven Trello board that he oftentimes relays to the devs, and it's a good line of communication there with some issues that might be small but still annoying to run into that the devs didn't pick up on, or just ensuring that certain things do get some attention. And he does these MW3 feedback care packages, he calls them, over on Reddit, where he just lists an absolute ton of updates that are needed for zombies, multiplayer, Warzone, the game in general, right? And to his most recent one, we got some pretty positive responses from the devs themselves. So what we are going to go through here is the entire care package that Chad posted here, going through all the various updates, issues, and things that have been reported to him, and then we'll see what exactly the devs have to say about all of this with the sledgehammer applied flair on there. So global updates here. The in-game challenge tracker sometimes fails to update progress mid-game across all modes. Also, finishing challenges will sometimes cause the tracker to display them as having 0 progress despite being completed. Finishing matches or restarting the app refreshes the tracker and corrects those, but it's still annoying in-game if you're trying to specifically track, okay, hey, do I need to get 4 kills to finish this, or what's going on here? Then you open up your menu and it says 0, and you're like, wait a second, was none of that tracking? Am I doing something wrong? It's just an annoying visual bug to run into. Specific muzzles do not function when attached to the Rival 9 Jack Headhunter carbine conversion kit in the gunsmith and gameplay. This includes the new Quartermaster suppressor, the Colossus suppressor, the Trebuchet brake. So just a couple of options that you physically can't use with an aftermarket part that should be usable there, so you can optimize your loadout accordingly. And that applies to all modes there. So unfortunately, if you're trying to build that out for multiplayer or Warzone or even zombies, it just straight up wouldn't work. Some players are encountering dev error 5820 when attempting to start a private match game when online, and then some players are also encountering dev error 12502 when attempting to start a private match. So basically, if you go into custom games and you want to load up a private match, if you're trying to mess around with your friends, or if you're like me, you're trying to take screenshots for videos, it just dev errors you out and kicks you back to the main menu. And then maybe like 1 out of 5 games you might get into a private match, but then the other 4 dev error and you either have to restart your game or wait for it to kick you back out, which is also pretty annoying, pretty frustrating. At least it's not a, live service match dev error. It's not like you're trying to jump into some shoot the ship or whatever, small map mosh pit or some Warzone, and you're always getting kicked out for that, but it's still a pretty annoying one if you're ever engaging with private matches here. And by the way, as we are going through all the bugs, all the gameplay updates, everything like that, if you do enjoy the video, you want to help share it around, a like rating is always really appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, all things going on in COD right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up, we have a bunch of minor or cosmetic bugs, and a lot of these actually have to do with weapons, and I've seen a lot of you talking about these recently. All MW2 combat knife blueprints just appear as a default knife in the gunsmith and gameplay, so kind of sucks for customization. The Antlers Cast 14 optic lacks the 2.5 magnification in the gunsmith. Nothing crazy there, it still has it, it just doesn't describe it correctly. The Holger 556 lacks the option to have a staged reload with the 40 round mag on there. The Jack Limb Ripper on the STG causes the firing animation to play when using the chainsaw. The Oni operator's arm view model is incorrectly displayed sometimes. Alejandro's masked night skin is missing its face mask. The Battle 27, one of the Black Cell blueprints from season 4, displays a default mag instead of the green on gold. Decals and stickers do not appear on the riot shield. That's been bugged for some time, I believe. In the store, various bundle artwork images and FX previews can sometimes fail to load. And one that I've seen a lot of you talk about, and one that I'm honestly pretty bummed by myself, some players have noticed that the season 4 Royal Helix camo, which is like the glowing sort of blue and purple camo that you got for completing your specific season 4 Warzone challenges. The last one was to go through and win or get into 20 games and not go to the gulag and place top 10. Like, it's a committed challenge. You got to go through and play a lot of games to unlock this. It lost the best part of the camo in the fact that it was like glowing in the dark and had a really cool glowing effect to it. It's now basically just a very flat camo. I guess that's a way to describe it on your gun. So definitely a bit of a bummer there. If you went through and you were like, okay, that camo looks sick, it glows, I love the look of it, I love the color scheme, gonna put all this time in to unlock it, and then they just randomly changed it, didn't say anything, just took away the coolest part of the camo. So that one is also listed on here. Then general feedback is more so just opinions. The ability to queue up 10 challenges in the tracker is great for quality of life. Would love to see that automatically cycle out challenges once they're completed and you can queue them up basically. But that, keep in mind, is just feedback. That's not an actual bug or anything. We also have some multiplayer specific bug reports. Some ranked players are experiencing crashes on Rio. Obviously crashing in ranked is like the worst thing to happen because of everything at stake with all your SR and everything going on there. Unconfirmed cluster mines and mosquito drone kill streaks are reportedly not counting towards the Stormander Mastery camo. Then also new, the enhanced vision goggles are unintentionally displaying red enemy outlines after their battery dies. Additionally, dying after battery depletion will not allow players to start recharging their goggles until they press their field upgrade activation button again. Footage has been provided for that. So definitely some weird stuff going on with the enhanced vision goggles. And we also have just some general feedback here as well. If you want to get in depth with all the feedback, feel free to pause the video, but those are not directly what Sledge is necessarily responding to towards the end of this. For zombies bug issues and everything going on here, switching weapons while possessing the Numbfoot passive item in the third Ether Rift removes its movement speed boost. Also, I'm investigating reports of some players experiencing crashes upon entering the tier 3 zone on Urzikstan. Zombies can occasionally stop pathing to players and cannot be provoked by gunfire or by being in close proximity, which kind of just completely takes away the purpose of the zombies. And then also a new season 5 calling card challenge are tracking inconsistently or have errors in wording. So one of the Prestige 19 challenges and then a second Prestige 19 challenge as well just are not accurate with their tracking and wording. And then we've got some Warzone bug reports, and these are some big ones for sure, especially this top one. Some players have reported crashing on Rebirth after the season 5 update. PC players provided certain screenshots of crashing at the roof of headquarters. These crashes appear to produce certain different dev error numbers on PC, but also seem to be affecting different console players. And a big thing with this is Xbox players in specific having a lot of crashing issues just on Rebirth for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it is like it is, but Xbox seems to have a lot of specific issues on some of the Resurgence maps. You may recall some time ago it had a lot of stability issues on Fortune's Keep, and now it's sort of repeating that on Rebirth where there's random crashing issues and stuttering and like specific problems there just for Rebirth, which is really strange, but it is obviously reported here. Also, players have reported several season 5 challenges not tracking in Plunder despite tracking in Battle Royale and Resurgence. So if you're going for any of those specific season 5 Warzone camo challenges and you're jumping into Plunder because you're like, oh, this will be super easy there, there's no guarantee that it's going to track correctly, unfortunately. Then again, Chad does list some general feedback here. He also has an under developer investigation. So these are various issues that the devs have confirmed they're working on via the Trello board and whatnot. Things like the conversion kit on the Core 45, deployable cover being disabled in multiplayer, so on and so forth. He also has a general community discussion just for the Reddit, but here's where things get very cool and very important. Sledgehammer comments and says, as always, we appreciate the dedication, chat. Everyone does. This is pretty cool. Confirming each of these items is on our radar. So there you have it. Every single one of these bugs that we just talked about, every single one of these glitches, issues, stability, whatever the case may be, every single thing here has been acknowledged by Sledgehammer and has been confirmed to be investigated. Now, the Trello board is not necessarily going to reflect the same. They don't have every single bug reported here on the Trello, but we do now have a direct confirmation from Sledgehammer that everything here is being looked into and will be updated at some point here in the future. And you can see, obviously, the Trello kind of barren in comparison to that whole list there. Not too much going on the multiplayer and zombie side of things. You do see some crossover from what we mentioned in that blog, but for the most part that blog is its own initial thing and own individual thing that just confirms a ton of changes and updates outright. And more of the same on the Warzone Trello as well. For what it's worth though, they have moved a couple of things over into the Resolve tab recently, including the scoreboard issue where it wasn't showing correct stats on it, and then also the bounty contract not pinging when you ended up completing one of those. That's actually been updated as of August 1st. but a couple of pretty important announcements from the devs and nice confirmations there that we got a lot of things being looked into and being investigated as of right now. So be on the lookout. We should see some updates go out in the coming days and weeks that address a lot of that stuff, and then additional things as well, I'm sure. As we see any new updates, any new announcements, reveals, anything like that, you guys know I'll have you covered with all the latest need to know info. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date, and if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.